Hey members, happy Monday. So for today's edition of Mobility Monday, we're going to be starting off with a couple different movements. We're going to do some spinal decompression. We're going to do some twisty type stuff. We're going to become pretzels. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. So we're going to start off with the Bretzel. I don't know why it's called this. I think some gentleman with the name of Brett probably invented it, but that's about all I got for you. So you're going to start off laying on your back, okay? You're going to bring one knee up and across, okay? So from here, you're gonna slide this foot back and you're gonna try to grab your shoelaces. Okay, so the top of your shoe here, and you're just going to pull this knee up and across, okay? Slowly relaxing into the position. The goal is to keep this shoulder back and down as you relax into the pretzel, right? So then, once you're done that side, you do the other side. Another way to do that is if you know you're not as flexible, you can start with this foot first. You can start this foot like over top, and then bring this knee across. Make sure your head is supported, and then just kind of exhale as you pull that knee across. And you can work on holding those for, 20 to 30 seconds, 45 seconds if you want. After that, we're gonna go into a two movements in one, okay? So this is known as Cobra Stretch by some people, also known as spinal extension by some physical therapists. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get into the prone position. Your hands are gonna come underneath of your shoulders. For the spinal extension, you're just going to plant your elbows as well. So your whole forearm is firmly planted on the box or floor or yoga mat. From here, you're going to inhale, pressing evenly into your forearms, looking up, exhaling back down. Now, you want to take it slow and move vertebrae by vertebrae, right? You want to get tall and reach up, okay? From here, you can go into the Cobra Stretch if you like, where you take your elbows up off of the floor or yoga mat or box and inhale as you press up. Also a good stretch for your abdominals if you've just worked out your abs. If you have had disc pain or bulging discs in the past, you may have seen that exercise, specifically the spinal extension, come up in your PT. It is a great exercise just to work on your, just kind of stretch your abs out and work on your erector spinae, so your little muscles in the back, just kind of tightening them up a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and do some spinal decompression next. For this, you're going to need a bar, a sturdy door frame, really anything that is stable and you can pull on a little bit, okay? So let's head over to the pull-up bar. All right, so one popular method of spinal decompression is swimming, actually. So if you get in the water, naturally our body floats, elongates. When you swim, the action of pulling water actually pulls your spine out. Another very popular form of spinal decompression is actually sleeping. When you lay down at night, the pressure from gravity being applied to your spine instead is placed perpendicular to the arrangement of your vertebrae, right? So if this is your spine in the day, your spinal cord in the day, and you have the weight of your body pressing down on it all day, it kind of like compacts a little bit. The discs in between kind of shrink a little bit due to the pressure on them, and then when you lay down at the end of the night, gravity presses down the other way and then kind of expands. So that's why they say, if you've ever heard the saying, measure yourself in the morning or in the afternoon, just measure yourself consistently. That's why. Don't measure one day in the morning, one day at night, one day in the midday. You want to get very accurate readings and consistent readings, okay? Another method of decompression I like to use is simply hanging, okay? So I'm going to use this pull-up bar in the fitness center. So I'm going to reach up, grab the pull-up bar, and I'm just gonna let my body relax, okay? So I can achieve this by walking my feet forward or picking my feet up entirely and just hanging and letting the weight of my body act as the decompressive force. Now, that is going to be great if you have decent grip strength to hold yourself up for extended periods of time. If you do not fit into that category, have no fear. There's always a modification we can do. Another form of decompression is just to hold into, again, a sturdy surface. It has to be sturdy, okay? And you're just going to lean back and pretend like you're sitting. So you're recreating the effect of the spinal decompression, but you're not dangling from a bar or swimming or sleeping. You're just creating natural decompression by pulling, by sitting back and extending or elongating your spine. Okay? So let's get to our next exercise. So for our next exercise, this is fantastic for a warm-up, a mobility drill like we're doing today, a workout, desk work, office hours, sitting in a car for extended periods of time, really anytime you think about it. Hip rolls, okay? So this is great. All the time you hear in golf about hip mobility, hip stability, right? This is a great way to wake your hips up, okay? So implying that they were sleeping, as some people, including myself, have done before. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna start, I think about it like northeast, east, south, and west, okay? So you're gonna go forward to north, so there's pelvic tilt, posterior pelvic tilt, lateral pelvic tilt, so you're kind of tilting off to the side here, anterior pelvic tilt, lateral pelvic tilt, so that's the west, right? I'm taking my pelvis and going like this, north, east, south, and west, right? So that's one way, right? You can also do hip rolls. A former coworker of mine called these the Shakiras, right? You just roll your hips and then you go back the other way. It's a good warm-up. It's very subtle. If you have an exercise ball, which is why this is here, I really prefer doing them on that because you get a sense of feedback. You don't feel necessarily as silly doing them standing up. So I'm going to go ahead and do some north-south extensions. So posterior pelvic tilt, anterior pelvic tilt, and then lateral tilt side to side. You might hear some clicking, some popping. It's quite all right. And then I'm just going to go around in a circle. And now I'm getting nice and warmed up for my workout. So then after that, you're gonna stand up. You can push the ball away if you are using one, and we're gonna do lateral overhead reaches. So this is just a way to elongate lines of your back. So you're just gonna reach up and over. Nice wide stance here so you don't fall over. Reach up and over. Working on those lateral myofascial lines. For those of you who are into fascial lines and that form of training. All right, so that's what I have for you today for today's Mobility Monday. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, joelbaker@philadelphiacc.net. Thank you again for watching these videos. Your feedback's always appreciated, and we hope to see you around the club soon. Thanks, bye.